done. Thank you, guys. Thank you, man.
We should get that photo. Thank you.
We'll just nip down here to one lady who's waiting to watch the apology. Madam, morning. Can I ask why you're here?
I usually don't do that, but
Motion offering an apology to Australia's Indigenous peoples. Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I move that today we honour the Indigenous peoples of this land, the oldest continuing cultures in human history. We reflect on their past mistreatment. We reflect in particular on the mistreatment of those who were stolen generations, this blemished chapter in our national history. The time has now come for the nation to turn a new page in Australia's history by righting the wrongs of the past and so moving forward with confidence to the future. We apologise for the laws and policies of successive parliaments and governments that have inflicted profound grief, suffering and loss on these our fellow Australians. We apologise especially for the removal of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children from their families, their communities and their country, for the pain, suffering and hurt of these stolen generations, their descendants and for their families left behind. We say sorry. To the mothers and the fathers, the brothers and the sisters, for the breaking up of families and communities, we say sorry. And for the indignity and degradation thus inflicted on a proud people and a proud culture, we say sorry. We, the Parliament of Australia, respectfully request that this apology be received in the spirit in which it is offered, as part of the healing of the nation. For the future, we take heart, resolving that this new page in the history of our great continent can now be written. We today take this first step by acknowledging the past and laying claim to a future that embraces all Australians. A future where this Parliament resolves that the injustices of the past must never, never happen again. A future where we harness the determination of all Australians. Mr. Speaker, I commend the motion to the House.
responsibilities to their country and one another more important than their rights. They didn't buy something till they'd saved up for it, and values were far more important than value. Living in considerably more difficult times, they had dreams for our nation, but little money. Theirs was a mesh of values enshrined in God, King and country, and the belief in something greater than yourself. Neglectful indifference to all that they have achieved, while seeing their actions in the separations only, through the values of our comfortable, modern Australia, will be to diminish ourselves. Today our nation pauses to reflect on this chapter of relations between Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal Australia. In doing so, however, given that there are so many Australians between governments with divided responsibilities, lack of home ownership, under-policing, and tolerance by authorities of neglect and abuse of children that violates all for which we stand, all combine to see too many Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people living lives of existential aimlessness. Plus $500 million this year on the Northern Territory intervention. The sexual abuse of Aboriginal children was found in every one of the 45 Northern Territory communities surveyed for their little children and sacred report. It was the straw that broke the camel's back, driving the Howard government's decision to intervene with a suite of dramatically radical welfare celebrations. I can't imagine the strength upon which she drew, but the Alice Springs Crown Prosecutor Nanette Rogers, with great courage, revealed to the nation in 2006 the case of a 4-year-old girl drowned while being raped by a teenager who had been sniffing petrol. Going free, barely punished, a boy was raped in another community by other children. Is this not an emergency? The most disturbing part of it being its endemic nature and Australia's apparent desensitisation to it. Yet governments responsible for delivering services and security have resisted elements of a Northern Territory style intervention. I asked the Prime Minister to report to this Parliament regularly on what his government is doing to save this generation of Aboriginal Australians from these appalling conditions. I also offer, on behalf of the opposition, my unconditional support to participate in the Commission for a policy which we propose.
Order. Whilst it might seem redundant, I ask members to signify their support. I invite honourable members to rise in their places. I thank the House.
I thank Kevin Rudd.
I gratefully receive this gift on behalf of the House. It will represent a very important point in the history of not only this chamber but our nation. The Leader of the House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the debate be adjourned.
Order. The question is that the debate be adjourned and the resumption of the debate be made an order of the day for the next sitting. All those of that opinion say aye. Contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The Leader of the House.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. I ask leave of the House to refer the matter to the main committee for further debate.
Is there any objection to leave being granted? Leave is granted. The Leader of the House.
I thank the opposition.
I'm sure, but I'm actually doing something.
Okay.